I'm Bill Winterberg, Technology Editor for Morningstar Advisor, and I'm at the TD Ameritrade Institutional 2012 National Conference. And here with me is Eric Clarke, President and CEO of Orion Advisor Services. And Orion has been on board with the TD Ameritrade VIO Open Access platform for quite some time. Tell me about the history that you have with the Open Access platform.
So TD Ameritrade 2 years ago invited us to come down to a technology summit, and they assembled for what I think was the first time in our industry our other technology partners as well as our competitors, and asked us what we could do to better integrate our technology platforms with their custody platform. They listened to our needs, and as a result of that meeting, as a result of that technology summit that took place some 2 years ago, they came out with their TD VIO Open Access platform, which is a web service API that allows us to interact with them on a real-time basis. So as a result of the meeting 2 years ago, I think we've had access to that platform for 1 year at this point.
So describe how that connectivity from the vendor's perspective, from the provider's perspective, walk me through that process of getting exposed to the logistics of making the connections, and then how easily it was for your team to successfully make those connections and start getting data to flow back and forth.
Mm-hmm. So the first step that we went through with TD Ameritrade was to go through a security review. They asked us an extensive amount of security questions about our system and our platform, making sure that we would handle the data in a responsible and secure fashion. And then after passing through that security review with them, then we were able to access that API on a real-time basis. And what that means is that instead of accessing the data through a batch file system, we're able to access it real time. So we're able to take things like the alerts and the account balances and price information on a real-time basis from their custody platform, and then deliver that back out to our advisors in a more real-time and meaningful way.
So I imagine, again, as a product provider, I think that gives you a pretty good competitive edge against some of the other competition with that real-time information exchange.
That's exactly right. And whatever we can do to put better information in our advisors' fingertips, that's going to allow them to make better decisions when they go to trade portfolios, report to their clients on portfolios. It's just real-time, up-to-date information, and it makes all the difference to our advisors. For them to be able to find out quickly when an account arrives at TD Ameritrade and is ready to trade for a new account, it allows them to respond back to that client and get their account positioned in their model portfolios that much quicker.
So based on your experience in the past with the progression of the API and open access, what are you most excited about over the next 6 months or 12 months as this platform continues to mature?
In the next couple of weeks, TD is going to give us access to the trading functionality in the API. And that trading functionality will allow us to allow our advisors to submit through the Orion rebalancing and trading engine trades for equities as well as mutual funds on a real-time basis, and we'll be able to provide back for them fill status of those orders. And so we're very excited to enable that functionality instead of having to create a trade file and separately upload that through a different user interface through the VIO system. Just being able to directly upload that to TD Ameritrade right from the Orion platform is something that we're excited about, because we know our advisors are very excited about that.
Yeah, that sounds great. Going from some manual uploads to some automated, streamlined communication. Exactly. I think that can only help advisors be more efficient in their practice.
That's exactly
so
right.
I'm sure as a vendor in this space, that helps your business, it helps the custodian's business, and it ultimately helps the advisor's business.
That's exactly right. And with this open architecture platform that TD Ameritrade has provided, it really allows us to go in and be as creative and innovative as we'd like to be. And instead of relying so much on the custodian and the batch files, we can come in and create innovations that hopefully are advisor-driven, and things that maybe they weren't even expecting to see providers do for advisors. Hopefully we can be extra creative by having that additional level of access and the information on a real-time basis.
Well, I have to admit, those are the initiatives that I like to hear. So Eric, thank you very much for sharing your experience. Hope you have a wonderful conference.
Thanks, Bill.